All those behaviours are the tip of the iceberg. They're the things at what we call the superficial level of I'm fine, you know? When people ask you how you are, I'm fine. And underneath that is your feelings. And this is like an anxiety thing, but it's like I'm calling it areas of concern. It doesn't mean it has to be anxiety, but we can recognize some of these things when we talk about being seen, maybe too embarrassed, too ashamed. There's words there, sort of disgusted, overwhelmed, depressed, stuck, jealous, disrespected, offended, helpless, hurt, insecure, regret, uncomfortable, rejected, sad, grief, lonely, tired. I love the words frustrated is actually you can't quite see it, which is quite frustrating in itself. But when I look at all them, I recognize all of them when I tried to control my life. And I've said this so many times, it's only now that I am completely vulnerable, but I'm the happiest I've ever been. And I don't try and think myself away from that. So I put some questions and we might use them in the discussion, so you don't have to remember them. You can write them down or take a screenshot or a photograph or get a quill out and write it on a parchment paper, whatever you want. But this is circle of influence. Now you can replace the word concern with whatever you want to replace it with. But what kind of concern is that? What is it you... So if you go back to me, I was thinking my concern was that I wasn't having a life. I wasn't alive enough. I wasn't showing up the way I wanted to show up because of my catastrophic thinking, my conditioned thinking. Even that was all supported in people, you know, trying to keep me strong, trying to help me to stay that way. So what kind of concern is that? And is there anything else about that concern? So just whatever you've put in that word, concern, is there anything else about it? And this for me is this is the searching question. And where could that concern come from? So I know, and I point to this week in, week out, I know it came from my thinking. And I am the thinker. So therefore I made it up based on the information I had in my subconscious brain and the lack of information I had in my conscious brain, the lack of awareness. And you can ask yourself the question, once you tap into them first three questions, what would you like to have happen? I know what I want to do in life now. I want to show up and notice how I feel. And I want to do things, and I want to be happy. If you want more detail than that, go see a thinker, because I don't do that anymore.